Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to June's Soap of the Month soap making session. So for June, of course, I have to do a rainbow soap, right? It is Pride Month and I am in full support of Pride and everything that it's about. There's a lot of moving parts. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, it's important when you're working with multiple colors. In my case, I'm going to be using 7, including the white base color. So there's a lot that's going to be going on. There were so many things that I wanted to try, but when you get to working with 4+ colors, you just kind of have to simplify where you can. So for the case in this soap, I'm simplifying the additives. This formula is my typical tallow soap formula, which is a really great formula. It stays fluid for a long time, which is awesome and a good thing in a rainbow soap where you're using a lot of color. So hopefully the fragrance oil blend that I'm using doesn't mess that up. Fingers crossed. This soap was nerve-wracking to prep for. I had to mix all the colors. I had to measure out everything. When working with a big slab mold like this, I like to measure out everything to get as precise as possible. It also helps me plan things more. If I don't have things planned out, then it gets chaotic. So I'm going to put my glasses on and start the soap making session. First things first, I'm going to blend my base color, which is just going to be a white. And the slab mold is so big that I have to mix everything in here. I'm not going to be using my big stick blender because it's not as deep, so it's going to be fine to blend. So I'm going to start just putting my oils in. I'm soaping a little bit later than what I usually like to do, so my oils are getting a little cloudy because they're cooler than what I'm used to with soaping. I don't temp my oils. Maybe I should, but I'm at the point now where it's usually fine. So if things go awry, then we can maybe point to this cooler temperature that I'm soaping at. I don't think it will, but I've been surprised before. We're gonna add our sodium hydroxide, our lye, and we are going to add our clay. And we are going to mix everything together until we achieve a light trace. Okay, so I think we've achieved a light trace. I'm now going to add my fragrance oil and essential oil blend. This scent is a mix of grapefruit, peach, and mint notes. I love that combination. It's refreshing, it's bright, but also sweet. It's a great summertime scent. I'm just going to reserve some of that white soap so that I can use it later for my topping. About that much should be good. I'm going to set this aside. And then I'm going to pour my base. So that was the easiest part. Now we're going to move into the colors. The tricky thing about the colors is that I'm going to have to separate this portion of the soap into 6 different colors. So I'm a little nervous about that. Get all of my oils in here. And then my lye water. My clays. And let's blend. I'm going to add my fragrance oil. The splitting of the soap is about to begin, and I'm pleased to see that my batter is still really fluid in the white portion. That's good news for me. So we're going to start with our first color. There's a specific soap weight for each color, so I'm just going to pour that in there. I'm going to start with the purple, blue, and green side of the rainbow. As I was planning this soap, I was running into a logistical issue because I didn't know if I had enough containers for each color. I'm really glad that I do. Oops, way too much. Let's pour some back in there. Yeah. Oop, little bit of a mess. I contemplated making a rainbow soap using all natural colors, but no, I'm not quite ready for that yet. So let's start with this gorgeous purple. All of these colors will be listed down below. Such a beautiful, rich purple color. Then we have our blue. I'm gonna wipe off this excess mica because it will sully the other colors if you don't stay on top of it, especially if the color is lighter, like this bright green color. I'm gonna do a quick blast of my blender for each and then pour. Now I'm going to save a little bit of each color so that I can use it for my tops later. I'm just gonna pour it right back into these guys. We're gonna go in the order of the rainbow, starting with purple. And we're just gonna keep things really, really fluid, really loose. Next, we're gonna do our blue color. Next, we're gonna do our green color. I'm going to do a quick swirl with my swirling stick. I do love how fluid everything still is. That is very good news. When you're working with a lot of colors, I would keep your swirling to a minimum. Otherwise, you risk muddying your design. And you do want to try to keep the colors as separate as possible. So resist the urge to keep swirling. I find this simple, I call it a figure 8 design. It works really well. Oh my God, look how beautiful that looks already. Okay, so let's move along. It is so fluid still, oh my gosh. All right, let's go for the next set of colors. Starting to move a bit faster now, because I'm noticing the soap is beginning to thicken up just a little bit. Starting with the yellow, moving on to the orange, and lastly, the red, which will probably not be as red in the soap. It might lighten up to a pink, but we'll see. I'm not going to stick blend these guys since it feels like they're starting to thicken up just a little bit. So I'm just gonna quickly hand stir it. Stirring with your non-dominant hand is not easy. I'm a right-handed person. That felt really awkward. And then my red. Well, it looks pretty red. It's like a pinky red. Going to, again, reserve a small amount to see if I can use that for the tops of the soap later on. Is this something new I'm trying? Next up is orange. Go from a bigger height so that it maybe penetrates the lower layers a little bit. Now my last color. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Still a pretty fluid batter. Now when I'm swirling, I'm only aiming for the top half. Oh, it's my dog. Because I don't want to just muddy everything. It's hard when it's at an angle to know if you're going straight. I've made rainbow soaps before, but not ever in a slab. So this is probably my most ambitious soap project yet. And not only am I doing this in a slab, but I'm going to make another slab of this same soap after this one, like right after. Oh my God, that looks so beautiful. Just like that. It's still super duper fluid, so I'm not going to touch anything right now. I am just going to let it set up just a little bit before I do my textured tops. I have my colors that I reserved as well. So I'm wondering, what am I gonna do with those? Because I have this for my top. So starting with the red, let's maybe go across. The goal with this thing is to have all the colors represented at the top of the soap, because with this kind of a design, you risk losing the green, purple, and blue underneath these other colors. Let me go opposite way, or the yellow. Same with the green. It's gonna go. This is really setting up actually, green. The soap that I reserved is actually really set up. The goal is to just try to get all of these colors at the top of the soap, so that when I do my normal ridges, we'll see all 6. So just the red, orange, and yellow. Working with so many colors is pretty stressful, and I know there are some soapers that do it for all of their soaps. Like my friend Nathan, who owns Clover Soapworks, he is a master at rainbow soaps. He's so good. You can watch his soap making all day long. I don't know how he regularly works with as much color as he does. He is so talented. I think we're at that point now where we can start to do our ridges. It's still so fluid. It's not ready. We're not ready. Okay, I'm gonna step away from that just a little bit and come back. Okay, I think we are ready. I'm just going to make my usual ridges. Oh, and I almost forgot to line where my loaves are gonna be cut. So let's quickly do that. These can be ridgier. There's no shame in going back and re-ridging if you so desire. If you want a little bit more of a chunky top, that should be good. Missed the mark there, right on top there. There we go. For this final bit, I wanted it to be white to contrast against the colors, but I also wanted a bit of that color in there, so it's kind of a marbleized effect. Though I'm tempted to put flowers and petals on top and make it kind of like a botanical soap, I'm not going to do that. I don't want any plant matter to compete with these gorgeous colors. So what I'm going to do instead is just do my fine mist spray with this, it looks white, but it has a pink sheen to it. I'm just gonna lightly mist the top of my soap to give it just the most beautiful, delicate sparkle. And that will be it for this soap. So here is the poured soap for the big slab. This is my 24-pound mold, and as you can see, it is just so beautiful. I love all of the colors, and the white on top, I just adore that. You can see that the light sprinkle of mica just barely sparkles, but it's such a nice touch. And I'm really glad that I didn't add any flowers, because this looks perfect just the way it is. So wish me luck. I'm gonna try to repeat this in a smaller mold, and we'll see if my calculations turn out correct. So we are all cleaned up, and this is the second mold that I'm gonna attempt to do the second slab in. It's about half the size. So this is a medium slab mold by Winston and Walter, and it's the non-wooden version. It's a lot lighter, I will say, than her wooden molds, but it feels just as sturdy. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I already have made my notches to show where my logs are going to be, and also where the soap bars are going to be as well. So I'll be able to keep track of that. From my measurements, I am able to make 4 loaves. I won't be filling it up as high to get the super tall and skinny look. I'll have it hopefully about here. But again, I don't know. This is an experiment, and this is my first time using this mold. We'll see if my math is correct. First things first, my base color. Look how cloudy my oils are. I am soaping very cool right now. Fragrance oil. Almost forgot to add my fragrance oil there. So I have my loaves going this way. So let me just turn that around actually. Yeah, I'll be pouring this way. Nice. Here we go. that's the beauty of these molds. You don't have to fill it up all the way if you don't want to. It's a pretty versatile mold. Hey guys, it is the next day and I'm gonna go ahead and cut that rainbow soap. Here's the first slab and here is slab number 2. Let me bring you in so I can show you both of them up close. These two slabs look very different from one another, even though they're both the same rainbow soap, both the same scent. I think what happened over here is my reserved white color, it set up a lot faster than this guy. And I wonder if it's because things took a little bit longer with the slab, so the white stuff got a little bit more time, whereas when I poured my white topper, it just did not harden at all. So I actually had to redo the tops with some of the colored soap here, and I had some leftover blue and purple, green, yellow, red. So it's a good thing that I reserved some of that extra soap so that I was able to give these soaps my signature chunky top. But even with the tops not going how I want them to, I still think it turned out really beautiful. You can see the slightest hint of the pink sparkle mica. I love that it doesn't overwhelm the colors. It looks like just a little bit of fairy dust that's been sprinkled all over the soap. We're gonna start with the big slab first. If you're gonna mold it the way I'm doing it, make sure you have fingers that stop it from falling forward. That is if you texture your tops like me and want to preserve those pretty textured tops. Here it is. All right, time to lift. I get this question a lot. It's, why don't I flip this cutter upside down and then go along the top? And I've tried that before. The problem is you need to really be pressing down the whole way so that the wire remains straight. If I do it this way, the traditional way, I have the weight of the soap and gravity on my side, so I'm able to make that straight cut without that much effort. I do have to lift this, and it's not light, it's pretty heavy, but at the same time I don't mind it. It's not out of my skill set to do that. So I don't mind splitting the logs this way, or splitting the slab into logs this way, is what I meant. All right, we're just gonna make sure everything is okay on that end. Oh, this is an interesting first loaf. All I see is one big purple streak so far. Here's the top of this rainbow soap. Okay, we're getting some more color here. Some green and a little bit more rainbow stuff happening up here. Oh, wow. Okay, this one is definitely more interesting than the others. All right, next one. this is the best one yet. This is the best log split yet. And it's making me very excited to see what this looks like on the inside. Do you see that? This looks amazing. That is so beautiful. Here's the beautiful tops. 2 logs to go, and then a whole other slab. Okay, this one is cool too. Wow. Okay, so the red definitely is red on the inside. Another awesome cut. You see that spot? That is so cool. Now I'm going to unmold my soap made in this new Winston and Walter mold. One thing I'm noticing about this mold is that it's very slippery. Like there's no traction to this guy. You can very easily move him from one side of the stainless steel table to the other. It's almost too slippery. I feel like it's just gonna slide right off if I'm not careful. So this soap loaf batch is exactly half the size of this one. The way my calculations turned out, this big slab makes 66 bars, whereas this one makes 32. So not exactly half, but yeah. It is a tall and skinny, so you can make tall and skinny bars with this mold, or you can do what I do, just make them a little bit shorter. Oh, see how slippery it is? These sides just slip right out. Okay, this mold is so cute. It's a slab mold, but nowhere near as big. So I'm going to unmold it the same way I do with my big guy. Just loosen the edges and then peel the liner away. This is a little under 24 hours from when I first poured the soap. It's more like maybe 18 hours. This is a great size if you're trying to transition from a long soap mold to a slab. It's awesome practice, and I wish I had this size. I would have done slab soaps probably a lot earlier if I had something like this. But this is so cute. I love her. Let's cut her the same way as my other ones. I'm going to bring back my splitter. Should work the same way. Ooh. So my first loaf cut from this guy, and immediately I get such cool colors. Look at that. This little mini loaf, so adorable. We're just gonna keep going. Okay, another really cool cut. This one's a little swirlier. And then my last two. Oh, and this is awesome too. Look at this guy. I love when the orange, red, and yellow come together to do that kind of molten look, that ombre look. All right, let's cut these guys because I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Okay, this is officially the most soap of the same scent and design that I have ever made. And I'm so proud of myself. 24 pounds plus 12, that's my math skills. Come on. 36 pounds of rainbow soap right here. And I'm going to challenge myself every month to do just a little bit more. I love how this looks. Like this tower of soap, my little army of soap loaves here. This is incredible. All right, let's cut into her. Let's see what she looks like on the inside. Oh wow, this is so cool. Here's my first cut. Wow, I love how they turned out. Oh, this one turned out good. Oh, each one is such a different rainbow. And the last one. Looks like there's a little heart there. Love it. Okay, now we're gonna do a loaf from the mini mold. Okay. Oh wow, this is beautiful. I think I might like how the bars are coming out in the smaller loaf better. Oh my gosh. This looks like a rainbow flower. One thing that I am so happy about too, as I'm cutting into these, is that they are the exact same size as one another. So here is a soap from the mini loaf, and here's a soap from the slab. They're about the same height, and my calculations were pretty spot on. Isn't that amazing? So I'm gonna keep cutting, and I will come back once everything has been cut. So here is all of the soap cut. I had to use another platform so I can lay it all out. This is my favorite part when I cut the soaps, is just putting them all in a layer and just staring at them for a bit, because why not? And as you can see, the design varies so much bar to bar, and that's why I love the type of swirl that I do. It's different with every soap. You never know what you're gonna get. Some of the swirls are very defined and look very swirly, while others look more like a drop swirl, kind of like this guy. I even managed to get hearts in some of them, like this guy. Oh my god, that's so cute. And looking at these soaps, you wouldn't be able to know from the face of it which slab these soaps came from. So I can master batch. I can make a bunch of soaps using 2 completely different molds, and I'm so happy that I've figured that out. I think out of all of these, this one might be one of my favorites. I just love the swirl pattern on this. Look at this one. This one looks so interesting. Wow. I am so proud of myself for being able to do this, not only to get an intricate swirl design in a slab mold, but 2 different sizes of slab molds. I'm just really, really happy about that. I'm also really glad that I'm able to make more of the soap of the month than I did last month. My goal is to always increase it, not always increase it, but increase it every month so that I'm able to sell a bar to someone who wants to buy it in the middle or end of the month. I have read your comments and you guys hate that I sell out so fast. I do too. I want to be able to give everyone a bar of these special soaps, so I'm working on that, I promise. And I think this soap might be one of the prettiest soaps I've ever made. I've been saying that a lot for the soap of the month soaps. But that's just how it's been ending up. The thing that kills me though is that I film these a month before I release them. So it's gonna be pretty much a secret from you guys for another month unless you are part of the soap of the month tier on my Patreon. Not only do you get to see what the following month's soap is going to be, I try to post that in the beginning of the month prior, so that you know what you're going to get, but it also guarantees you a bar of that soap. I am researching subscription options for my non-Patreon customers that also want to be able to guarantee themselves a bar of soap. The problem with the soap of the month is that you want to be able to provide these soaps in a timely manner, but you're also making them before they're available, so it's kind of hard to predict how much you need to make. I think the longer that I do this, the better of a feel I'm going to get. So just give me time, guys. I'm adjusting, I'm learning, and I'm trying. That's the important thing. I am trying to improve with each month. So thank you to all of you who have chosen to support me on my soap making journey, on my soap business journey. Also, who continue to support me by purchasing my products. So you guys are just so amazing, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And don't forget, if you want to make this soap, you don't have to join the $20 tier. You can join it at the $5 tier, and the recipe will be available for you guys, along with an intricate blog post on how the soap was made, along with all of the supplies that I use, all the links. And by joining my Patreon, you also have direct access to me. I answer all of your questions guaranteed on Patreon. Anywhere else, it might be missed. I might not be able to get to it in time. But if you want an answer within a couple of days, that's the place to contact me. But that is the video. I know by the time I release this video, it's going to be warmer weather. So I hope you guys are enjoying the beautiful sun that's probably coming out wherever you guys live. So don't forget to get out there and enjoy it. And until that next video, keep smiling, keep being awesome, and keep making beautiful things like rainbow soap. Bye, guys.